Enough. Enough letting strangers dictate your worth. Enough mistaking reaction for strength. The weak respond. The strong command. You do not beg for peace. You do not negotiate with chaos. You seize it by the throat and break its grip. This is not inspiration. This is law. Discipline your mind, own your emotions, and watch the world lose its power over you. There's something different about certain people. They walk through chaos without flinching. They get criticized, mocked, overlooked, and still, they don't break. It's like they built a fortress inside, one that the world simply can't penetrate. You know the type. Life hits them hard, but they don't lash out. People test their patience, yet they don't lose their cool. Their plans fall apart, but they don't fall with them. What's their secret? What do they know that most people don't? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't live. They react. Their day is an endless chain of emotional triggers. One moment of traffic turns into rage. One critical comment ruins their entire mood. A single strange look sends them spiraling into insecurity. But what if you could break that cycle? What if nothing outside of you had the power to shake what's inside? What if you could walk through the fire and feel untouched? The psychologist Viktor Frankl once said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response." That space, that's where freedom lives. That's where mastery begins. You are not the emotion, you are the observer. Imagine someone insults you in public. They call you weak. They say you're nothing. Now pause. What actually happens? For most, it's instant. A wave of heat, tight chest, racing thoughts. The emotion grabs the wheel before you even realize it. But what if you didn't respond? What if there was no surge of anger, no urge to defend yourself? Just stillness? That's not weakness. That's power. And it comes from one realization. You are not your emotions. You are the awareness behind them. Most people are like dry leaves in the wind. Wherever life blows, they go. But the few who learn to separate emotion from identity, they become the storm itself. Calm, controlled, unmovable. Why do we react so easily? The answer lies deeper than most are willing to go. We react not because of what happens, but because of what it touches within us. If someone ignores you and it hurts, it's not about them. It's about your attachment to being seen. If someone criticizes your work and you spiral, it's not the words. It's the wound inside that's still bleeding. Think of it like this. External triggers only stick where there's internal Velcro. When you feel triggered, ask yourself, what story am I telling myself right now? What fear is this exposing? What part of me still believes I'm not enough? Because here's the truth. No one can make you feel inferior unless part of you already believes it. Your mind is a lens, not a mirror. Two people go through the same event, say losing a job. One collapses into despair. The other sees it as a chance to start over. Same situation, totally different experience. Why? Because reality is filtered through perception. It's not what happens, it's how you interpret what happens. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you finally grasp that, life changes. You stop being a puppet pulled by invisible strings. You stop reacting to shadows. The world is neutral, you are not. People often ask, why is life so unfair? But the real question is, what are you expecting from life? Fairness, certainty, approval? If your peace depends on how others treat you, how your plans unfold, or how much validation you get, then you've already given away your power. Life was never meant to cater to your preferences. It's not personal, it's indifferent. And that's liberating, because if nothing out there has to change, then the only thing that needs mastery is you. Carl Jung introduced the idea of the shadow self, the parts of us we suppress, deny, or hide. Most people think they're reacting to the present, but often they're reacting to something buried in the past. That flash of anger when someone interrupts you, maybe it's not about them. Maybe it's about never being heard as a child. That panic when someone criticizes you, maybe it's not about the critique. Maybe it's about a deep fear that you're not good enough. The shadow isn't bad, it's unacknowledged. And what you don't own will own you. Bringing the unconscious into the light, that's the real work. It's not always pretty, but it's the only path to true freedom. Most people live under a silent rule. If I can just control everything, I'll finally feel safe. They try to control people's opinions, their future, their image, their outcomes. And when life doesn't follow the script, they break. But control is an illusion, and the more tightly you cling to it, the more anxious you become. The paradox is this: the moment you let go of needing to control, you begin to experience real power. Not over the world, over yourself. Mindfulness. The rewiring of the brain is where science meets philosophy. Your reactions aren't random, they're rehearsed. Your brain builds neural pathways based on repeated behavior. So every time you react with anger, insecurity, or fear, you're reinforcing that pattern. But the good news, you can change it. Mindfulness, meditation, cognitive reframing, these aren't spiritual fluff. They're proven tools to reshape your mind. The more you practice conscious observation, the more space you create between trigger and response. That space becomes your power. That space becomes your peace. Over time, your mind transforms from a battlefield into a sanctuary. Becoming untouchable isn't numbness, it's mastery. Some people confuse emotional detachment with emotional suppression, but they're not the same. Detachment doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you feel deeply without being controlled. It's not about being cold, it's about being grounded. Think of the ocean. Waves crash at the surface, but deep below, it's calm, still, unaffected. That's what mastery feels like. Your reaction is a choice. Here's something most never realize. Every reaction is a decision. It might feel automatic, but it's not. The next time someone disrespects you, pause, breathe, observe. Before the emotion hijacks your body, ask, is this mine to carry? Am I responding or just reacting? Because that 1 second of awareness, that's your portal to freedom. From puppet to player to observer. Most people live as pawns on the board of life, always reacting, always cornered. But you don't have to stay there. You can become the player, intentional, strategic, calm. Better yet, become the observer. Step above the board, see the whole game, not with judgment, but with presence. That's when the world loses its grip, because now you see through it. Let go of the need to be understood. Here's a truth that frees a lot of people. Not everyone will get you, and that's okay. The need to explain yourself, to prove your worth, to seek constant validation, it's a trap. Let it go. Your peace is more important than someone else's approval. Your presence is more valuable than their praise. The moment you stop needing to be understood, you become untouchable. Energy is contagious. Guard yours. When you stop reacting, you start influencing. You walk into a room and people feel your calm. You don't have to say much. Your energy speaks. People who used to trigger you lose their grip. Negativity that once consumed you now rolls off like water on stone. And the best part? You begin to lead, not by force, but by example. This is the real flex. Being rich isn't the flex. Being unbothered is. Being right isn't the flex. Being peaceful is. Anyone can yell, argue, lash out. That's easy. The real strength: smiling when you're tested, remaining silent when provoked, choosing presence over reaction. That's the real revolution. Internal over external, mastery over chaos. So ask yourself this: are you living on autopilot, or are you choosing your inner state moment by moment? Are you reacting to every comment, every setback, every mood shift of the world around you? Or are you anchored in something deeper? Because once you realize the only thing you truly control is you, that's when life begins to shift. From force to flow, from chaos to clarity, from being controlled to becoming untouchable. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments. What part hit hardest? And if you're ready to build a mind that the world can't shake, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Because we're just getting started. Stay true. Stay kind. Stay you. Flow through life and embrace the journey of thought with curiosity and insight. Seek truth, seek wisdom, and remember to question everything. Until next time, stay curious.